What's up, guys?
What up, guys?
So we're back with a new video on the channel.
Yeah. So as you guys know, it's been, well, you guys might not know, but it's been a year since we built this car. So
today we're just gonna be doing like a little review, answering some of you guys' questions on what you guys have. We're just pretty much gonna do a review on the car, tell you guys how it's been, like put some of the mods in there, stuff like that.
yeah, so we're pretty much doing like a 1 year review on the car, how it's been holding up. So all right, guys, for a lot of you guys might know this car. This is Red Fury. This is my 2008 Saab 93 Aero all-wheel drive. It's a 6-speed manual. There's only 9 of these in this spec in the US right now in this color. I mean, only 9 of these with this spec, and so far it's probably the only one with the shit we've done to it. But anyways, this is Red Fury. This is the car we built like a year ago, and this is like video is like a 1 year review. So this is the car we finished first a year ago. So yeah, guys, we're gonna pretty much go over the mods for a lot of the new subscribers who's new to the channel. We're gonna go over the car, tell you exactly what's done to the car. For the old subscriber, a lot of you guys might know like everything that's done to the car already. So we're pretty much gonna go over the car, talk about the mods, the plans we got coming for the cars and stuff. So I'm gonna pop the hood, and then we could talk about some of the stuff we did underneath the hood. So for starters, for the new subscribers, this is the B284 engine. It's a 2.8 liter V6. You guys know, stock for all the old subscribers. The motor is 100% stock, and we pretty much did like bolt-ons, except we made all the stuff for ourselves. So we're gonna dive into it. I don't know if you guys can see down here. Probably can't really see it because we did it so it's like hiding away. So it has like a 3-inch Mishimoto intercooler in here.
I don't know if I can see that, but it's there. It's there.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So all the intercooler piping and stuff we did ourselves. Custom intercooler piping. You come over here, you look down there. The blow-off valve is down there.
Hiding back there.
Yeah, you can't really see it. We rerouted the intercooler piping. You guys know from stock it come right here, and it's a plastic which get heat soaked a lot. So we rerouted that down through the bumper over there.
It's behind there. Go to the intercooler.
So turbo kit, talk. Custom tubular manifolds.
Can't tell them which turbo did up on it before.
Yeah, so over here we got custom tubular manifolds. We fab those ourselves, from scratch, not knowing how to weld anything. But we got tubular manifolds. Come over here, look closer, you see it. These things work amazing, man. So custom tubular manifolds. Before this car had a 57 millimeter, so same Borg-Warner turbo, but a 57 millimeter, and that turbo we ran it for pretty much the whole time we built the car. It was a great turbo, but now we've upgraded the turbo to a 62 millimeter turbo, so pretty much way bigger. This turbo performs a lot better up top than the 57. So we have 2 wastegates, 2 Turbo Smart Comp Gate 40s, 40 millimeter wastegates. We pretty much made the dump, everything. Like we said, we made everything. So a 62 millimeter turbo, 2 wastegate, 2 40 millimeter wastegate. It has a 3-inch exhaust all the way back from the turbo all the way to the back of the car. Ain't really much in the engine bay to talk about. There's not really much done to the car where it's like, oh shit, you know. We have a aeromotive fuel regulator right here. The car is now like converted to a return system. So from factory, you guys know it's not returned, so you would only have one feed line coming here, but now the car is converted to a return style. So we got like a aeromotive regulator right here, and pretty much it. We got dash 8 lines for return and feed, you know. We got 1000cc injectors in there. Not really much done in the engine bay, man. You know, like I said, it's
pretty much just a bolt-on kit.
Just bolt-on stuff, you know, just all this stuff. The car is turbo from factory, so we just pretty much upgraded the stock stuff to better stuff. So that's it for pretty much it for the engine bay. So now we're gonna move on to the suspension of the car. You know, so we have coilovers on the car. Before we had map tune. They're currently on my other car. So now the car is running D2 coilovers. They're pretty good. There's good reviews about them so far. They've been on the car for like what, 2 months, 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Around there. And so far they've been feeling pretty good, you know. We have recently we just did polyurethane bushing for the motor mounts. You can't really see them, but we did those ourselves. For wheels, this is the question I get asked the most. What wheels do you have on your car? So this is the secret. These are XXR 527 wheels. They're not cheap, you know, so, but these are staggered setup. It's wider on the back, narrow on the front. So these are, I think, 18 by what? 8.25 in the front, and 18 by 9.75 in the rear. So it's kind of like a staggered setup, but I run the same size tires all the way around because the car is all-wheel drive. So I have 245 40s all the way around, 18 all the way around. So, you know, that's pretty much it for the suspension. Axles, all that other stuff is stock. Yeah, pretty much that's it for the suspension. And much you could really do to the suspension on these. You know, probably in the future we're gonna fill the subframe, the bushings on the subframe. We're gonna fill them with polyurethane too, so it's more solid. But that's in the future. For right now, the car is pretty solid how it is.
Yeah.
You know. For interior, this car is bone stock. You could look, man. It's dirt stock on the interior. You know.
Only mod is the boost gauge, stock shifter.
Yeah.
Stock everything, full interior.
And the trunk, ain't shit in the trunk. Only thing is in the trunk is the battery.
Show us the nitrous.
Oh shit. Here you go, the nitrous right here. Now my nitrous is in this, man. You always roll with this. This is E85. The car only runs on E85.
Relocated battery.
The battery's back here in the trunk, you know. I feel like that's even a better spot for it. Take it out of the heat and the engine bay. Like I said, we're gonna hop into you guys' questions now. That's like a basic overview of the car. Ain't much to it. It might seem like a lot, you know. You guys might think, oh shit, this is like some magic, but it ain't. It's just a simple bolt-ons, you know. So pretty much.
Well,
that's probably what. That's it for the overview on the car.
Yeah, it is when you do it by yourself. That's.
Oh yeah, it's a magic when you do that shit by yourself.
And it works.
Pretty simple setup, man. Pretty simple. Ain't much to it. And I'm telling you guys, the car works phenomenal. It's been like a whole year, man, and we've been feeding the shit out of this car. Like, this car did so many pulls. Like, I can't even count. There's so many pulls on this damn car. And it feels just as fast. It feels just as wild every time you get on it. So it's sick. We're really happy with the build, man. And I just feel like the car holding up for a whole year, all through winter, summer, whatever. Driving this thing anywhere, you know, I could literally drive this car 24 hours and not have an issue with it. So we're just gonna hop on the questions now, and we're gonna talk about like the drivability, the reliability of the car, and stuff like that, and what it's like if you could daily drive it, shit like that. So let's hop into the questions. So yes, guys, we're gonna pretty much answer you guys' questions, but first we're gonna touch on the reliability and the drivability of the car. Yeah. So for the year we've been owning the car since we built it, it's been amazing, honestly.
It held up pretty good.
Yeah, for the amount of times we beat on the car, and you know, so for reliability, the car is reliable. It's never really had any issues with like us driving it anywhere and stuff breaking, or you know, like there's nothing.
I guess the biggest thing we should worry about is the motor, because it's still stock motor.
Yeah.
But I think like around 20 psi, 21 psi.
Yeah, that's like a safe spot.
Yeah, I would like, if you guys would do this setup, I would recommend for like a long term, like I'm talking like maybe a few years or whatever, I would keep it at that boost level.
Yeah, cause
for sure.
Most of it, we was running the car at 20 psi.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's
like half the year.
Yeah, pretty much half the time it's been.
But
yeah, and you guys gotta know.
We love to test things out. So you know, we love, like you said, man, we love fast cars. So obviously, you know, we gonna push it to the limit, whatever.
Yeah. And so far we've been pushing this thing to the limits,
and it's been on what, 23 pounds for a while too.
Yeah.
And
the
other night, this shit surprised me, bro.
The other night, that shit made 26 pounds.
This shit made 26. I said, what the? I was like, huh?
Yeah, man, that thing.
Yeah, it still holds. But like I said, man, if you guys want to do this setup and have your car running for a while, I would definitely keep it like 20 psi. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
That's a good spot.
And the car is pretty fast.
It's quick.
You'll surprise you. You'll still beat a lot of people. Majority of the cars you're gonna race, you're gonna beat them. But yeah, that's reliability, man. And drivability it still drives like a stock car. Honestly, it still feels the same. You know,
the clutch, except for the clutch, but it's still not too bad once you get used to it.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks is when with the clutch is in the traffic. Like if you're gonna stop, you're gonna hit traffic.
Yep. So if you live somewhere
tired on your leg,
where there's a lot of traffic, you know, it's definitely gonna get tired on your legs.
Yeah, I would not recommend daily driving this if you live in like a busy area where you're gonna be commuting on the highway and then you get stuck in traffic every day.
Yeah, every day.
But other than that,
it drives exactly like stock.
Yeah, you could daily drive this thing, man.
Yeah.
So it feels just as like a stock car, but only thing you know when you get on it, it's gonna perform.
Yeah.
You know. But that's it, man. The car drives phenomenal. Like I said, it's been a whole year. We haven't really had any issues with it.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to say it's not because the setup is good. It's also the tuning. So I want to give credit to the tuner.
Shout out to Gabe.
Shout out to Gabe. If you guys want to tune, hit up Pedro's Performance. Yeah. He's the man for the tuning, man.
It's all in the computer and yourself.
Yeah.
So
like you could have the best setup, but if the shit not tune right, you're gonna blow it up. You know. Future plans for the cars. The car will be getting a fully built motor and a built transmission. So we're gonna have custom gears, billet gears, so we won't be breaking any gears. Gabe Pedro Performance already broke a bunch of transmission. We don't want that, so we're gonna have a fully built motor from bottom to top, all the way, you know. So built motor, built trans. I'll be remaking the turbo kit and putting a bigger turbo. Either I'm gonna go with a either a 64 or a 66. I haven't decided yet, but I'll be rebuilding the turbo kit soon. You know, bigger fuel pump, all that stuff, bigger injectors. Only thing you're doing once you build the car is just upgrading the stuff, you know, so it lasts. And once you build the car, you're gonna want more. So, like I said, man, you cannot look, oh, the car is gonna cost me 10 grand to build it. If you look at it that way, you will never do it. You just gotta buy the stuff little by little, and then you take your time and you build a car. And don't be in no rush to build a car. A lot of people seen the cars and they think we build it in a month.
Yeah.
We've been building these cars for probably 2-3 years, and nobody know about it. You know,
more richer than none of you guys. You know,
yeah.
But we just
still gotta work a 9-to-5 job to build the cars.
Save and just just say, all right, you gotta love it. Honestly, you just gotta love it.
You gotta have a passion for it.
Man. Like, yo, you just wanna do it, yo.
Yeah.
And then just go for it. Just save up and buy like a part here and there, and just do it.
Yes, sir.
Just buy what you could buy.
I mean, if you got the money to do it, you could go buy everything at once. But I just recommend anybody's gonna build a car, any car at that too. You just gotta buy little by little, and when the time comes, you just execute your plan. But yeah, man, we've been building these cars for a long time, bro. The manifolds, we built them in a whole separate year, and we didn't work. We didn't touch. They didn't go on the cars till like a year later. You know,
and this one go on 2 years later.
Yeah, this one went on a year later. That one, Smoke, went on a year later. So yeah, guys, it's just you gotta take your time in building cars, man. Yeah. Now we're about to hop into the question and answers. So what's the first question we got?
So one person asks, your car is absolutely sensational.
Shout out to you, bro.
To do a build like this in the UK, so I would be immensely grateful for your list, required components, and any advice and lessons learned during your adventure.
We already went over the mods in the beginning of the video, so you could pretty much listen to what we had to say on that part. What was the second part?
Lessons learned. Lessons learned. Don't put a budget on your bill.
Don't put a budget on your bill. You're gonna want more, but honestly, it's just we haven't really run into any big issues with the car. That's the thing. So it's just like, man,
pretty much what we've learned is like,
don't push it too much.
Yeah,
don't push for too much power on the boost.
Yeah.
To make down on the stop motor, I mean, don't try to go crazy. Don't try to be like, all right, I want 600 horsepower on the stop motor. It's not gonna happen.
It will blow.
It's gonna blow up.
I mean, that's with any car anyway, but it will blow.
Yeah, just know the limits. That's the lesson learned, because nobody probably never knew this, you know, but we actually broke one motor on this car before, but that wasn't due to the power. The turbo failed, and it had sent like a shit ton of metal shavings in the motor, and we just lost the motor a few days later. So that wasn't due to the power of the car. But lesson learned, I would just say, man, just know the limits of the motor. Don't try to push too high, you know, for power. Just get it to a safe spot and call it. If you want more, just build the motor, and then you could go for whatever else you want, you know. But that's what I learned so far with these cars.
Unless you want to test it.
Yeah. Second question.
So the second one, do you think you've reached the full potential of the engine? If not, what else could you do to squeeze out more power out of it? If you feel you have reached its potential, are there any other Saabs you want to work on?
Honestly, I really don't know the max potential of the car, because I know over 600 it will blow. You see what I'm saying? So
even over 550.
Yeah, even I would say the safest spot for these cars safely, 520, you could keep it there. You see what I'm saying?
That's a lot of power.
Even 500 is still a lot of power for a car like these, you know. But the second part go. Yeah, I don't think we reached the full potential. We could obviously keep turning it up, and then we'll eventually find out. But for that, I don't think I've actually known the full potential of the car yet.
I don't think.
So far, the car has made well into the 500s,
Yeah.
based on
Like I said, man.
the amount of air the car flows. It's moving 57, 56, 57 pounds of air. As you guys know, if you calculate that into horsepower, that's around 560, 570 to the wheels. I doubt the car is making that with drivetrain loss and shit like that. But yeah, guys, it's just, you know, I don't know the limits. A lot of people just keeping theirs at 20 psi, and
Keeping
you know,
it safe, which is good. Which is good.
I highly recommend. Don't be
there.
like us. You know, if you don't have
Don't be
extra
like us,
motors
man.
or shit laying around, don't be like us. You know, don't be going pushing it. But what was the second part? Like what other Saab we would
Saab,
do?
yeah. If you feel you have reached the potential, are there any other Saabs you would want to work on?
I would say the Vigans. I've actually, like, those are the Saabs that really set the foundation for Saab. The Vigans are well known. You know, we know those motors can handle a good amount of power. So I would say like a Vigan. We was thinking about something with the B207, the 2.0s, the 2.0s. Was gonna do like a full race car, gonna like gutted interior, custom turbo kit, forged internals and stuff like that. Standalone ECU, which is, you know,
might.
yeah, we ain't saying we're not gonna do it, but it's an
It
idea.
all takes money. You know,
Yeah, it's
it all
an
takes
idea
money.
we're
not
throwing
rich.
around. You know, but that would most likely be in the future when we can afford to do it. Right now, it's to make the same amount of power with a 2.0 as a V6. You're gonna spend twice as much. You see what I'm saying? You can't what is that saying? There's no replacement for displacement, man. So the bigger engine is always gonna outperform the smaller engine. You gotta put a lot more work into the smaller engine to make the power the bigger engine could make. Just like a V8. A V8 could make freaking 8 pounds of boost could make 800 horsepower. You see what I'm saying? You just the stroke of the motor and the size of the motor. You got more cylinders, stuff like that. But yeah, I would say either a 2.0 or a Vigan for that price list. One of those.
Next question. So, this guy said, I'm sure you've mentioned it before, but what tuning software do you use?
That's it.
And is it a stock computer? I have a 9.5 Aero NG and want to copy you a bit.
So the tuning, we don't do tuning. You gotta hit up Gabe about tuning, but I think they use Winnows, that's a software, and they use HP tuners to tune the cars. I don't do tuning, so I know a little bit about it, but I don't get deep into it. I stay to the mechanical side of things where we build the stuff for the cars and let them work their magic, man. So, what did he say? The second piece?
He just wanted to copy. Like,
Yeah, and it's stock engine. It's stock computer, I mean.
Stock, yeah, it's
You know,
stock
it's
ECU.
still a stock ECU. I could say safely you could make up to freaking 650 on the stock ECU without having any issues, you know. So 700 maybe, but the car has been on the stock ECU, still haven't had any issues. You know, only thing with a stock ECU is you're limited to certain things. You can't do like rolling anti-lag and stuff like that, you know. But other than that, it's pretty good for stock ECU.
and it doesn't do a boost from standstill.
Yeah,
Probably
it doesn't.
Like 1 or
Yeah, it probably be like 2 pounds when you hit, because that's not really like launch control.
Yeah.
That's just you banging the limiter.
Next question. Pros and cons to your build. How much wheel horsepower does the car make? Would you ever consider trading the Saab? If the answer is yes, what car would you accept a trade?
First, I'm gonna say, I'm not trading my Saab. Ain't no way I'm trading my Saab, man. Honestly, I don't think I could ever trade this car. Well, maybe not right now, but my answer to that part is no. And
Pros and cons to your build.
pros, I'm gonna start with the pros. That shit is fast, man.
Surprised a lot of people.
That shit is fast. You know, I get like a lot of positive review on the car. Every we take it on the highway right now, I guarantee you somebody's gonna be passing by, giving you a thumbs up, you know, or somebody's gonna be looking at the car. It just stands out. You see what I'm saying? So pros, it's fast. It handles well. It makes a good amount of power. I don't know exactly what it does for power. We're gonna dyno it soon, so I'm pretty sure it's well in the 500 region. You know. Cons, I don't really have any issues, you know. The only con is the clutch in traffic, honestly. In traffic, it gets tired on your leg, the clutch foot. But I don't really have much cons about the car, honestly. It's still, the only thing is my power steering don't work. So I gotta have some muscle to turn that shit. But the motor, the con for me, the biggest con would be not being able to push the amount of power I want right now with the motor being stopped. But there's not a lot of cons, man, honestly. If you build your car right, you take your time, you put everything together right, it's gonna last you. I guarantee you it's gonna last. And that's with any car too. Just take your time, build your car right, and don't rush it.
Alright, next question. If you could build some other car, brand and model, which one would it be?
We might have never said this on the channel
I think we
before.
did once when we first started our channel.
Yeah, this may be way back when we first
Way
started.
back.
But I just wanted to put out there, Saabs aren't the only cars we plan to build. You know, we just build these cars because nobody is doing it, and they're a unique car. So we're gonna have them for a long time for sure. We're not getting rid of them. You know, they're special cars, but we're pretty open to any other make model. You know, BMW, Hondas,
Honestly, for me,
Subarus. You know,
I would love to build an Evo.
yeah, Evo is one of our favorite cars, you know. So we're obviously gonna be building other stuff,
Yeah,
you know.
just,
but
money and time. But
yeah, we're still gonna have the Saabs, and
For sure.
we're still gonna keep developing the Saabs.
Mhm.
But we're pretty open to any other brand, honestly.
Yeah, we love to learn new things and
Yeah.
new platforms. So
We love testing new
you
stuff
guys will definitely see different builds
on this channel. Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Oh, someone said, "Have I missed a video? Have I missed a video at full power run with the new turbo?"
We did a full pull today, the same day. We fixed the oil return line.
Oh, yeah,
They must
okay.
have missed it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if you
man.
go back to that video, you did miss.
Yeah.
The polls.
The car is fully dialed in now, and by the way, it's making, 23 pounds of boost?
Yeah.
It's currently making 23 pounds of boost, but with the new turbo, it pulls a lot harder up top
Yeah,
than it
the
did.
other night it made 26.
Yeah. Even at the same boost level with the the smaller turbo, this turbo still feels a lot harder, pulls harder up top because it's just bigger. So I'm saying it's gonna move more air than a smaller turbo.
Next question. Do you have any videos on step by step on how you got tuned parts ECU?
Tuning, like I said, we don't do tuning. You know, you contact Gabe, he tell you what you need to get. If you gotta get a cable, a laptop, whatever. Parts, all of the parts, we pretty much, the muffler, the headers, intercooler, piping, stuff like that, we made. Like the other stuff like fuel and stuff, that stuff you could, it's all, none of this is direct bolt-on stuff. So it's all little stuff you combine together and you make it into one for it to work. So like I said, we already talked about the list of parts or mods in the beginning of the video, so you can go back and listen.
Next question. What do you think about Spec stage clutches?
I've honestly never ran a stage spec clutch before. I've only ran the stop and the twin disc clutch, so I honestly can't give you a good review on that. You know, I've never ran one, so I can't be like, oh, it's good or it's bad. You know, I never did it, so honestly I don't have an answer for you on that one.
But for this one,
But for the twin disc, it's
it's pretty good.
It's
It's
a pretty good
aggressive,
clutch.
but it's pretty good.
for the price, it's a pretty good clutch. Not saying it's $100 clutch. You but it's pretty good, and it holds the power well.
The next question is, someone said, "Hey, good day. I'm looking at a sports combi 2.8 all-wheel drive. Do y'all know what power and torque limitations long term on this engineered trans?"
Like he said before, 20 psi. On E85, you're gonna make below 500. You know, you're gonna make or high 400 horsepower, and that's gonna last for a long time. If your car, the one you're looking at, is automatic, I honestly don't know how good the automatic trans are for power. I know there was a guy in overseas that had a big turbo sport combi, and he was making I want to say mid 400 horsepower on his. I don't know how long or how well it's going for him, but I would say 450. That's just my number. 450 is pretty good for the automatic transfer manual. And there's honestly, for the manual transmission, I would say when you start getting to 600, you might want to consider the transmission. The third gear tends to break after that, but not saying yours is gonna break, but it depends. If you're no lift shifting the shit, you're gonna break the trans. I don't no lift shift mine, so it's been holding up perfect. So I don't know the limits. Like I said, we don't know the limits. We still new to test it. You know,
The platform.
I would say, man, go buy the car and build it. Have fun with it. You know, you're gonna enjoy it.
So just keep up with the channel.
Yeah.
Testing them, you know.
And who knows? Our pops have a sport combi as well, and it's automatic, so we might slap a big turbo setup on that too in the future. Cause he loves speeding too, so he loves fast cars, you know. So like I said, you never know. We'll probably slap a turbo on that one soon too.
All right, next question: how much money you guys are into the vehicle, and if you would ever sell your car or manufacture turbo kits for the 2.8?
How much money?
Like you said, we don't know exactly.
Yeah, because we wasn't
Like
really sitting down and putting a list together. Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna cost me 400, or you know,
So-
we were just buying this stuff little by little.
Yeah,
You know,
but
but
we did. Well, I wouldn't say, but we started out with 2K, 2,000, but we had to buy the welder and stuff like the material.
yeah, we're not even gonna.
Yeah,
Those are
so-
our personal stuff, you know. So for like the turbo kit stuff like that, all the parts that's on the car, it's probably what? I know it's reached 10 grand.
No, I would say for what we did,
And
probably
that's
like
with us doing
the work.
90, like all the work on the cars.
Yeah.
So we save a shit ton of money right there for fabrication and stuff like that.
And the buying the parts, well, the welding stuff, that's probably like with 500-600. I would say probably like 6K.
Yeah, around
there.
6-7K, 6 to 8 grand.
Yeah.
We got in the cars right now, as they sit right now. You know, as
If
time
not-
goes
if
by,
not more, because there's little stuff that we
yeah, there's
did, and you know we
change.
made little mistakes and changed stuff there, here, and
And
there.
that's with us making
Yeah.
all the parts. I'm not talking about labor. That's just the parts and shit on the car. You know, it adds up real quick. I'm telling you guys, it adds up.
adds up.
If we sit down right now, it's probably more than 8 grand. It adds up real fast. I'm telling you. But we're gonna just say 8 grand. We're just gonna say 8 grand. We got it in the cars right now.
And that's with like stuff parts we buy without even shipping.
Yeah.
Like if you gotta do shipping and all that stuff, little taxes add up here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, somewhere around there.
8 grand. We're just gonna
Let's
say
say
8 grand. For 8 grand, you could have a big turbo setup. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And his other part was, if I was to sell the car, how much?
Sell the car. Well, they're gonna say how much, but I guess that's what they're asking.
I honestly don't know a number.
Well, if you would ever sell the car.
If I would ever sell it, probably not. Not right now. Like I said, I don't have a number right now, man.
Or manufacture a turbo kit.
And for that part, we're actually planning to start making kits available for people to buy. So yes, My answer to that part is yes. I actually plan to start making this soon. You know, 'cause I know I get on Instagram, man. Everybody hit me up. They want like asking us, bro, what's going on? Like, you gonna, you know? So I feel like the interest is there. It's just, are the people willing to spend what it costs? You see what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna say yes for that question. Yes, we'll most likely be making turbo kits.
It's not a question that says you guys gonna show up for Swedish car day.
Oh,
So
reason?
unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, we had an unfortunate situation.
Yes, sir.
And that's why we couldn't show up. Like, we paid and everything, but the
We
day
was ready.
before,
We had high hopes of being there,
yeah,
man.
we had an
We was ready.
unfortunate situation with smoking. We couldn't make it.
We was ready.
So,
But yeah, the night before, actually,
yeah.
the car smoke broke, and the motor. We're not even gonna sugarcoat anything. The motor blew up,
on
man.
Instagram, yep.
Yeah, the motor broke, and we
Yep.
couldn't.
Pretty much
We
gave
could have
up, man.
obviously brought Red Fury by itself, but that wasn't the plan. The plan was to bring both cars. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no point in building two cars and only bringing one. That wasn't the plan. You see what I'm saying? We could have hopped in this, drove it up there, no problem. You know, there was still time to do it, but I just didn't feel good about just bringing that car. You know, so the actual day of the show, we started tearing smoke apart, put a new motor in it, and it's back up and running now. But hopefully, man, next year, like, I feel like this is like a spell, bro. Because it's the same shit that happened when we was going to car aisles. My other brother, his car head gasket blew. The smoke. He was going home to get some sleep, to wake up.
They just don't like car shows.
I guess not. They're not car shows ready. They just ready to speed on the roads, do races.
Because it's crazy, man. Like, I've done a bunch of pulls, and one day I was cruising it spun a damn bearing or whatever happened. And the mistake I made was, like, I kept driving the car with the noise, and it just...
Yeah, it didn't even break after.
Yeah, because I stopped on the highway, and I started back up, and I still heard the noise, like, you know, the rod knocking, like, that don't sound right. And I started back for a third time when he got there, because he was already gone in front of me.
Yeah, I was racing a Porsche, man.
Yeah,
I was cooking the shit out of
and
Porsche.
I was just cruising. And so when he had to turn back on the highway, and we started up for like a third time, it just shut off.
Yeah, the
That's
motor
when we knew,
jam
like,
after
yep,
that. That's when they broke the rod.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why we couldn't make it to Swedish car day, man.
An overview of like Red Fury and
Future plans, mods.
plans. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, and just answer some of you guys' questions.
So, as usual, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe,
Man.
share, check out the videos, man. You know, share the videos. Let's get them views going up. You know, the channel's been doing good. We almost at 3K subscribers.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support.
Yeah, man.
And I want to say
thanks all the new subs.
Yep.
I remember last year around this time we only had 400 subscribers.
Yeah.
I had actually a memory had popped up on my phone the other day.
Yeah, that's what I want to give a shout out to Jonas.
Yeah, shout out to Jonas, man.
For giving us a shout out on his channel.
Actually, we getting some subscribers, and
Yeah.
a couple people hit me up saying he sent them. So shout out to you, Jonas.
Shout out to you, man.
And you guys go check out his channel. He bought a Saab. He bought a 2.8, a 9.3 base because of us. So shout out to you, man. If you need any help with that thing,
I ain't never think that could happen, but shit.
Let us know.
Like, we don't think about it as
we don't think about us as no motivators for anybody, because we're just like you guys, man. We're freaking young people still, you know. But it feels good to know that we're actually doing something good and positive that people like.
We just like having fun and racing. That's what get us going. Racing.
Yeah.
We just love it. Love it.
Yep. So, man, we're gonna go get some work done on my other car right now. That's an overview of Red Fury. If you guys got questions, drop them in the comment section below. We're gonna answer as much as we can. Answer probably all of them, but that's it, guys.
Peace.